Ma'am, roll the window down, please. License and registration, please. Observe swerving. Thank you.
What Officer K found during a simple traffic stop that cold December night would follow him for the rest of his life. A woman who should have been dead for more than 20 years was sitting calmly behind the wheel. And what happened next didn't make sense with anything he'd ever learned. That one moment left him questioning what's real and what isn't. By the time backup finally arrived, the scene they walked into was beyond strange. It was impossible. This wasn't just unusual, it was something that should not exist. And the evidence, that's the part that makes this story so terrifying. You'll want to catch every single detail. But before we go on, we need to pause for just a second, because your support means everything to us. We know you could be anywhere online right now, but you chose to be here, and that seriously means a lot. So tell us, where in the world are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments. And if this is your first time finding our channel, hit subscribe and smash that like button so we can keep bringing you stories that'll keep you awake at night. Now, let's go back to what Officer K saw. Officer Jameson K had worked with the State Highway Patrol for 11 years. He'd seen a lot in that time: drunk drivers, drug wars, roadside fights, and family arguments that spilled out onto the highway. But nothing, not even close, could have prepared him for what was about to happen. It was December 9th, 2025. The sun was already down, and the air was getting colder by the minute. Officer K was on evening duty along Route 47, a road known for speeders trying to make up time as they left the city. Traffic was light. Most people were already home, eating dinner or settling in for the night. Around 8:15 p.m., Officer K noticed a dark sedan in the right lane driving a little under the speed limit. That alone wasn't a big deal, but something about it stood out. The car kept drifting slightly, just barely crossing the white shoulder line every few seconds, then correcting itself. It wasn't wild swerving, just enough to make it look like the driver was tired, distracted, or maybe impaired. So Officer K turned on his lights and pulled in behind the sedan. The car didn't respond right away. It kept drifting forward for another 100 yards before it finally slowed down and pulled onto the shoulder. That delay immediately put him on edge. Most drivers pull over as soon as they see the flashing lights. This one acted like it didn't even notice. He radioed in the stop, gave dispatch the license plate, his exact location, and confirmed he was approaching the driver. Standard procedure. Then he grabbed his flashlight, stepped out of his patrol car, and walked toward the driver's side. The night was silent. No cars passing, just the low rumble of his idling cruiser and the small crackle of the radio in the background. As he got closer, he could see the driver clearly. It was a woman. She sat perfectly still, both hands on the steering wheel, staring straight ahead. She hadn't rolled the window down. Officer K tapped the glass with the end of his flashlight. The woman turned her head slowly, almost like a machine, and looked directly at him. Her skin was pale, way too pale, but he dealt with nervous drivers before, and sometimes people just look washed out under headlights. He signaled for her to roll the window down. She did. And in that exact moment, everything started to feel wrong. Her eyes looked too wide, too focused, like they didn't blink the way they should. Officer K swallowed, cleared his throat, and started his normal greeting. He calmly explained why he had pulled her over: the drifting, the uneven movement between lanes. He asked if she'd been drinking or if she felt sick. She didn't answer right away. She just stared at him, those eyes never blinking. When she finally spoke, her voice was flat and empty, with no emotion at all. She said she was fine, just tired from a long drive. Officer K noticed her. Hands hadn't moved from the steering wheel. She didn't shift in her seat or reach for anything. She sat stiff and still, like a statue. He asked where she was coming from. She said she'd been visiting family. He asked where she was going. She said home. Each answer was short and sharp. No details, no feeling. It felt less like a conversation and more like listening to someone repeat lines from a script they didn't care about. A cold feeling ran down Officer K's spine. The night had gotten colder, sure, but this felt different. Something about her didn't feel right. He pushed the feeling aside and followed procedure. He asked for her license and registration. The woman slowly reached toward the glove compartment. Her movements were stiff, almost jerky, like someone who hadn't moved in a long time and was struggling to remember how. She pulled out the registration first and handed it to him. Then she reached into her purse and took out a driver's license. Officer K held both cards up and shined his flashlight over them. The registration looked normal, current tags. The car was registered to a woman named Sandra Whitmore. Then he looked at the license.